So I found the issue. This one, the hose is actually leaking. It's actually leaking from on top, the top side of the upper side of the hose. It's leaking from there. It's not the clump, so that's why it's losing coolant. And then the other source of the leak is this hack over here. So look at that one, that's a hose clump. And what happened is it goes to the storage tank. And then if you look at the storage tank, it goes to the heater valve, the three-way coolant valve, which is rigged. So the problem is the coolant valve was probably broken. It's doing some sort of what they call that. It's actually like not working anymore. So there's a code. So I don't know why they just disconnected it, because probably there's no heat. There's no heat on the cabin. It's winter time, so they actually disconnected those two coolant, what they call that, outlets or inlet for the coolant, and just put a coupler out there. Yeah, that coupler, that metal thing, and connect it so that it will have heat inside the cabin. And the problem is, since those pipes are not sealed, it actually like leaks coolant out there. So yep, so I could see coolant from here, but it's actually coming from the three-way coolant valve, which is not working. So I'm going to replace this. This is gonna set a code. Because it's probably broken like an open one, and this one will also cause a code, because this cannot maintain a temperature anymore. See this one, there's a coolant sensor in here. Yep. I think this is the coolant sensor. Yeah, this is the coolant sensor, and then this goes to the heater storage coolant pump. Yep, that pump over there. So I think there's nothing wrong with this canister and the sensor too. It's just that you don't have coolant going in here. Yep. Yeah, because of this hack. So I think what happened is during winter the coolant valve is not working, so it's not producing heat. Instead of replacing it, they just made a hack, just like, let's say, okay, just connect those two hoses together and disconnect this one. Luckily I don't see any head gasket problem with this car. It's just losing coolant, and I think the previous owner is keen enough to fill it up, top it off when he notices that the coolant is low. So here's the engine running. I took off the cover here. So it's kind of low though. So I'm gonna check the hoses in here, what's going on with it. found the part where it's leaking. So this small tear on this one is actually causing the disappearing coolant in the inverter. So what I did is I just cut this portion that connects to the inverter radiator, and then yep. So it's a small tear. I think probably they use like a pick to loosen up the hose, and then probably accidentally punctured this one. Yep. So a small hole like this basically can cause bad problems. Yep. So yeah, the hose is still fine, but only this portion is bad. So this is not because of an old age, but yeah. So I am taking out this stupid clump here that causes the check engine light to go on because it's clogging the coolant heater storage sensor. Yep, this is the hose clump. Luckily this hose is fine. And then I also started removing that hack in there. So these two hose clumps are loose already. And this one too. Yep, once I have the new heater valve, I'm gonna push this into the new one. I got the coupling out. I have to cut the other one because it's hard to remove it. The other one is still okay though. So we'll see. We'll put it back for a while the part is not out yet. The new heater valve, three-way coolant heater valve in place, connected. All the hoses don't have blockage in them. And then I got the leak there taken care of. I got the coolant here, and I need to put in the coolant and then bleed the system. Several days now, probably 2 days, that I haven't seen any leaks down here in the ground, and my coolant level actually on the reservoir there, yeah, I still have coolant in there. My inverter coolant is also at the proper level. It didn't go down, so it's pretty good. And one thing that I need to check is the inverter pump. I think it's not working because when it's on, I don't see any turbulence in here, which means that the pump is not working. And I was surprised that it's not actually even showing up any codes. So I need to probably replace it, but first we need to check if there are pending codes. The engine is on, but I couldn't feel the pump vibrating, and there's no turbulence in here. Yep, so that means that the pump is broken, and it didn't set any codes, which is weird. Probably the weather is too cold to set it. So it looks like a lot of work to remove the bracket, because you have this bolt over here, or the nut. So you need to remove the bracket for the heater valve to remove that bracket for the pump. So what I'm going to do is just basically remove all these three bolts over here that holds the pump. So I got one over here, and then another one over here, then there's another one over here which is missing on my part. So I only need to take two, and then I could pull the now this is where the hose clamp is useful. clamp the hose that comes from the tank to the pump. Clamp it tight so that there will be no major ensure that when I put in the new pump, the hose are aligned to what was there before. So that's clamp, and then I'm gonna transfer this other hose. So that's also like on top, so it's oriented on top too. So I'm gonna take this out. Now there's coolant turbulence in there, so the pump is working. But yep, pump is working. I don't feel any vibration at all, but this way is working. Look at this side of the vehicle. Yeah, this lower radiator support is bent a little bit, but it's still okay to hold the radiator and the condenser. But this bracket is actually bad, so I might probably find one, or oh yeah, this one is a broken bolt. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'll need to drill this out and probably secure this. I got some coolant spillage, and let's see oh, look at that, that looks familiar. P0420 fix. Yep. The underside pretty much looks good. I don't see any major rust. CV axle and ball joints look okay. Yeah, the tie rod there looks worn. The mount for the transmission. Yeah, I just changed the inverter pump, so I got some major leakage here. And I'm gonna replace this motor. I don't see any activity on this motor. And the panels are actually gone for this. Actually, it was being cut off, intentionally cut off. I don't know why. I mean, it's better to have a cover though. Yeah, some of these mechanics hate the under panel because it's extra work for them. So far there are no leaks at all. This one is from the inverter. There's like spillage there, and I put the new coolant, but yeah, ball joint looks good on this one. Tie rod end there. So the P116, yeah, it could be the block. Yeah, well, I took out the blockage, but it's possible that this pump is busted because of that blockage. There's no coolant coming in here, or very low coolant. And then you have also the sensor here, which could also be bad. Yep. So I'd get the one from the junkyard, but I don't think this one fails often. This is basically not working. And yeah, it's tight. Yep, even the sway bar and weight is tight. It's a little bit loose, yep, but there's no clunking. I don't see any oil leak in here. But yep. So far the underside doesn't have any major collision damage that I could see. And looking at the this bumper reinforcement bar, yeah, it does look like it's not the same VIN. So this was replaced. So I'm not so sure what is this one, but this one could cause noise. So I'm gonna take out the I'm going to take out the bumper, this one, and then see what's going on with this. But there's no major dent in here, or this one. Yep, no frame damage at all. So much air. So you have to wait until there's no more bubbles. No bubbles. On this lever valve, I think it's number 6X. So yep. Once you see no bubbles, and then your this motor is full, yeah, it's time to stop the bleeding process.